I was happily playing with the machine, and the next thing is stood up, and I thought I'm fine, but something left me. Something left my system. It's like I knew something cracked. Suddenly I want to walk, my leg just didn't coordinate. I moved my left, and I said, no, I think my right is not working.
Welcome to Move the Needle podcast, where leaders, entrepreneurs, and everyday heroes reveal real stories behind their health and fitness journey. Join me in welcoming Datin Winnie Loo.
Hi, CJ. Thank you for having me. When I got a call and message from you, I said, yes, let's do it. It's a heart-to-heart talk today.
Let's start somewhere personal, okay? What is the side of you that people don't really hear about or don't really see?
There's something I like to share. Maybe a lot of people didn't know. I got active about 9 months ago, and I thought, hey, maybe it's about time to move, get myself going. And I thought, I'm young, I'm still young. I thought I'm young, okay? I went on a craze of pickleball.
So how was it like for you? And
It was
what
so
happened?
wonderful. I got addicted.
Okay.
I got addicted, and
So what
and
was
I
your
was
addiction
learning-
level? Was it like once a week, twice
I
a
can
week?
actually have 2-3 times a week also is fine, but twice a week is very common. So on a very unique afternoon, which I was not supposed to play, I booked the court for 2 court, and I was early. I was happily playing with the machine and my girlfriend, warming up for 45 minutes. And the next thing is actually really before the game starts. Walking past them, I said, okay, since you are both just starting, let me pair with you. And because the other girl is a strong one, she served very high serve. She just served, and I stand there and I was like, okay, I think this is very high and it's out of court, but I don't know what makes me take it. And I just took it as it was high, and I just tipped a bit and overstir. And when I overstir, I knew I was going to fall. Somehow I knew I was going to fall, but I said, no, I'm not going to fall back just like that. I still somehow can think, there is something at the back that I want to hold on to. Let me just hang on and hold that. And when I hold that, it's a roller partition. And that one flew me to the next court.
Wow.
It was wow. It was like drama. I was like, oh my, OMG, really. Now what's next? So when I fell, okay, it didn't touch my head. I know it didn't touch my head. I'm fine. I thought I can. So the trainer for the other court saw me. Are you okay? He gave me a lift on my hand, and I just popped up, stood up, and I thought I'm fine. But something left me. Something left me on my system. It's like, now, what happened? Something left my system. It's like I knew something cracked or something just left me. And suddenly I want to walk, my leg just didn't coordinate. I moved my right, my left to walk. I moved my left, and I said, no, I think my right is not working.
And in that split second, what did you think it was going to be?
In that split second, I was like, something broke. No, I cannot be twisted. Cannot be so suffered, twisted.
Yeah.
It just, my mind just almost just went hysterical. I'm like, I think I was like having a panic attack. What happened to me? I'm not walking. So another girlfriend came in, sat on probably about 10 steps away. Hey, why you stand there? Come sit with me. I said, come to me. You know what? I can't walk. She said, what do you mean you cannot walk? I can't walk. Can you give me a lift? Can you hold me? Just to walk over to the other end, which I thought I want to. But when she hold me, I said, no, it's painful. I can't walk. The next thing is I was rushed to Sunway Emergency Hospital, and a lot of things ongoing. Still in my mind, even my blood pressure shot up. The girl who measured me at the emergency said, you panic? I said, who's not panicking? I suddenly don't know why it become like that. So the nurse looked at me. I was still in, of course, my exercise gear and everything. He said, but you look fine, right? I said, I'm fine in here, but I'm not fine in my body. in my leg onwards. But I can kick, I can move like that, I can move. My leg can, but just that I cannot walk. So by the time run through all the X-ray and MRI and everything, and then the next thing is I know I have to check into the hospital. They said the good news is you didn't have any fracture at your age. You got 2 hairline crack at your pelvic, left and right. That's why because of that I can't walk. And the doctor said since there's no surgery needed, you need a lot of physio, you need whatever you need, you will one day recover. Some lucky people, some fortunate people takes 6 weeks, some people take 6 months. So it's between 6 weeks or 6 months. So depends where you go, where you are.
So,
And that's my journey.
right.
Today is 6.5 weeks, 6.5 months.
Okay. And would you say that now you're fully recovered?
I would say I'm fully recovered, but I cannot be the original me.
Okay. Well, we can go back a little bit before the accident happened, right? Now, one thing that has always been fascinating is the fact that you are 70 years old this year.
Yeah. I just turned 70 in January.
And how did you manage to still have so much energy, so much presence in a lot of events, right? I got to know you through events, through Steve Wee, and I've also seen events that I didn't attend, but you were everywhere. How did you manage to have so much energy? Can you share with us what you think are the few key factors that you did that a lot of people kind of miss or not aware of?
I probably have to give a lot of thanks to my job. I have always been a very active person because my salons are big, and on an average, I clock in 10,000 steps on a daily basis. And from young to even before all my falling, I constantly remind myself, you are what you eat. I am very particular about weight, and my job makes me stand a lot, so I barely sit on my butt. So I'm not one who sit around and say, oh, come on, chill, relax. A lot of people over chill and they've forgotten to move. And I always think that the chair is a good companion, but can be a very bad one. So I actually sometimes, I try to remind myself that you got to be on the move. I don't drink. When I say I don't drink means I drink only a lot of water, but I don't really boost and overshot with all the unnecessary. I don't smoke. I have an occasional coffee, which I say a coffee a day keeps the doctor away. So they say like that. So I am doing things in a lot of moderation, even from a long time. Because when I was much younger, I did have some health threat.
Okay, tell us more about that.
I think because my job was always been very active when I was young, I can handle as much as 38 appointments in a day. So,
Whoa.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was crazy. My work is really work. So probably I didn't drink enough water. I probably didn't think that I should no time to eat so well, just grab anything will do. So I think those bad habits, I developed it even way before. I think I was only about barely 34. Yeah. So I have a serious health threat, and that reminded me that health is wealth. All the money in the world, because I went through the worst at that kind of age, reminded me that give me all the money, if I'm not healthy, I will not live to probably 36. That's it. Yeah, 36. I felt I was dying.
Okay, so what particularly was the health threats that you had?
I have too much of inflammation. I got myself into lots of even kidney infection. I thought I was going to go for dialysis, but it was a serious inflammation and infection. But I managed to cure myself because sometimes it's mindset.
So for that point onwards, did you actually cut down the amount of hours you work, try to restore some balance and eat better?
Initially, yes, because I felt if it's a health threat, I got to do something about that. But then in the end, it's not just about that, it's about habit. I didn't hit to the gym enough. I used to be very active, but because work overload me. And sometimes it's true. When you get famous and when you get more and more clients wanting you, you can't say, it's okay. I will have my meal later. So that was my bad thoughts.
So it must have been very hard for you to turn down money-making opportunity. Like a lot of listeners here, I'm sure you guys are working hard, working 10 hours a day, and not really taking care of yourself, because it's just very, very tempting to say yes to whatever that makes money, or more clients, more jobs. What kind of self-talk did you have for yourself to then say, hey, look, I'm gonna take a step back, you can wait, work can wait? What was it exactly that you told yourself?
Actually, maybe because I was still so young. I wasn't willing to die young. That thought is like, oh my God, my two kids are just barely 2 and 4, 5. So I'm like, no, this is not going to happen to me. If anything happened to me, my husband will have to handle the business, the kids are young. I better overcome it and cure myself. So I started to realize that I know clients are important, but those days clients just treat you like you're just one of the many, and you please everyone. Who pleased me? So I realized that my job should be treated as professional. And I started to become not difficult, not demanding, but professional. So I started to instill appointments and all these things. It's like, this is the way it should be, and not walking in and hoping Winnie is available. So I did a lot of things to restructure the company, myself, because I don't want to work like that, and I pass on. So I want to grow my team and realize this business it's not about me alone. It's got to be teamwork.
Right. So what I'm hearing is the health crisis kind of got you rethink a different way of running your business. And you wanted the clients to actually go with your team members, right? Your hairstylist, instead of just you all the time.
Yes. And we grow the business. That's where suddenly an empire was formed like that.
Wow, and then nearly 5 decades later, here you are.
Yeah, I think that was in a way quite a unique kind of challenge. Because I was challenged, got to rethink. I can't work this kind of thing anymore. It's not about the 38 appointment. The 38 appointment should be really shared. So I don't do walk-in, I don't do client that is not even seeking me. I don't want to say, because the client wants me, I have to do it. No, I tell my stylist, tell my front desk to the stylist. Because the client don't even know my name. He just look at the picture, and you want this person because that person is always all over the shop. I remember when we celebrated 35 years at a cut above, the 35th anniversary, all my pictures were taken down. My son was coming in as a second gen. He said, Mommy, I want to do you a favor and do company a favor, because you are too prominent. The people see the picture, don't know your name also. I want this person. So in the end, yeah.
Now, a lot of you listening here are probably in the same shoes as Datin used to be in, right? Working more than you should and also neglecting your health. So this is one very important lesson here, where sometimes, in order for you to really grow your business, build your empire, you have to first set boundaries, and you have to say no to a lot of things, and more importantly, you have to say yes to yourself. And that's what Datin Winnie Loo did here over and over again. I believe you've done that for, basically almost 50 years now. And when you are celebrating your 70th birthday and you're in good health, all right, what was there a moment where you felt like, wow, I'm so blessed, and I wish more people could be like me? And what would be that one thing that you would want to say to people out there, share it with them out there so that they can get inspired and to maybe follow suit?
Well, of course, to all the listeners, I would say that it's not easy at 70 that you can still stay glamorous, you can still walk around, dance with the singers, dance with all these things, walk in the grand entrance with my husband. I believe all those things are part and parcel of a strong mindset. I want to ensure, especially when I decided to celebrate the 70th birthday, my husband saw me able to walk and he said, my dear, celebrate your big day. It's a milestone. He really thought I won't be able to walk back. Can you imagine, as a husband who saw the active wife suddenly on wheelchair, on walkers, on walking stick with claws. The next thing is walking stick, and I walk with limping legs. All the stages that I was going through. So I promised myself on my birthday, no matter how painful it was when I did my physio, I asked a physiotherapist, I don't want to walk with limping legs. I saw a lot of people, even though they didn't have fall before, I don't know what happened to them. Why do they limp? They say, yeah, a lot of people overstrained on one leg and didn't do anything about that. That's why they limp. I was so driven to tell myself, I'm going to walk and even dance on the stage. So it was the crazy mindset because I set that target to myself. And I want to celebrate my moments, my special milestone moments with my friend. I don't want them to pity me because when I was down and out, people fear. People fear that I cannot bounce back. My family worry for me. They also think that, I think maybe to those haters, maybe say, finally, Winnie cannot be back to her good old self. But I really have to remind myself, nobody can help you, you have to help yourself. I pray hard to God. I say, God, I know in some way I may have offended or I may be lazy, I may not praying enough, not maybe have other excuses, not being in church and things like that. But please help me to recover the way I wanted to show and encourage people that there is recovery. It's only here that we want to recover or not.
Nice.
So I walked firm until they couldn't believe that I don't limp anymore. I don't really, some people when they walk, they have 長短腳, that kind of thing, long, short legs. Yeah, I don't have that because I overcome it. Initially, I did. I was so nervous, I hated it.
What was the routine that you were doing during your recovery?
Initially, I was going to the physiotherapist a lot. Very unglamorous sometimes, Wow, a lot of people recognize me. Even in my dark specs, I walk in also. The first round, I was in with wheelchair. The next thing is I have to always bring my walker, a walking stick, and all that. I was suffering like, really, it's so painful, the kind of pain that I went through. I then move on, and got myself to the gym at the center. But then the thing is, I can't be always going to the gym because work get me back to busy schedule again. So I do a lot of home therapy. I remind myself, whatever I learn, I try to just repeat things that I've been taught, simple things. Yeah. The way I walk, the way I step, the way I think I put a band, and whenever I can move my leg, I move my leg. Yeah. So all this very simple home exercise, and it's become like a hobby and a therapy. Yeah. So you can actually sit down and actually if you are, if those persons say, I'm too busy, you can actually sit doing your things and still put this banner and do it, It's really all about mindset.
Yes. It's part of the recovery process that people often struggle with is the fact that not being able to do what they have been doing for the last 20, 30, 40 years, having to just sit down in the wheelchair or walk around with walking stick, not able to work. From what I heard just now, it was just a lot of positive self-affirmation and also being able to just tell yourself, I'm gonna get back on my feet. And this is exactly what I need to do. And I have no time to waste, right? And that's been really inspirational.
I actually kept reminding myself, don't blame God. Don't even blame yourself. Because this is sometimes in life, you just have to go through a little bit of darkness in life reminds us that sometimes when you go through that, as long as you stay strong, you go out, you become stronger. So maybe because of that, what I went through has actually given me another new level of achievement in life, that I have so much opportunity now to even appear in a lot of sharing, to talk about health and wealth, So it's not about all the glam time all the time, but you can be caught in that situation, you can be so unglam, and suddenly you rise again. So it becomes a motivational story. A story, if I were to one day decide to collab with someone to talk about a book, perhaps it works because I went through that. So I felt I'm very thankful, so thankful that I was chosen for a reason instead of getting angry. So I actually can remind so many people, whether it's at fitness talks or motivational that talk about health, and sometimes even recently is more about people who gave up so easily. So there are so many people who are stuck on the wheelchair because they just think that, no, it's too painful to walk. I don't want to walk. So the more you don't want to walk, you will never walk.
Exactly.
So.
Thanks for sharing that. And wow, it's been really, really fruitful. Now, you kind of look at it as things happen for you, not to you. That's really powerful. And that shifted the whole paradigm. Now, if there was one advice or one inspiration that, someone's sitting there saying, look, Datin Winnie, just tell me the one sentence I can remember if I ever need some encouragement, what would that be?
Don't give up so easily. Everyone have second chance. For me, I did. So I walk the talk, and I'm going to walk stronger. I want to celebrate my 80th birthday well.
Wow. Thank you so much for your time today, and we will make sure this gets to as many people as possible, and your messages is going to be shared to thousands of viewers. And more importantly, how can we find out more about you? How can people reach out to you if they want to talk to you, work with you, collaborate with you?
Well, they can either reach me via social media. I do stay very active on my IG and sometimes on my Facebook, but I think IG probably quite easy. Messenger I dare trust because Messenger a lot of fakes these days.
Okay.
So sometimes they can just drop an inbox or something. They can find me. I will not share my telephone number so publicly this way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Or call a kind above. They can definitely find out where's Winnie.
Okay.
I'm in one of the shop.
All right. Right. Which shop actually? Most of the time.
Work around.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your time. All right. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.